A portion of this video is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath Underwear, visit the link in the description or wait till the end of this video to hear more from me. First of all, wow, thank you very much for helping me get to and surpass 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. It is a feat, it's an accomplishment, it is a marker I really never thought until really recently about ever being able to attain. And I'm, without you, it makes me so lucky. I am among some of the luckiest to have my work appreciated and have my numbers reflect that. And it's again, only because of your help and your concern for the country and your, I guess, connecting with the things I say and the manner with which I say them. So I appreciate you so much. Later in the week, I'll do a fuller explanation, thank you video with talking about the journey here. And, you know, I'm never been connected to like the Young Turks or Midas Touch. I'm not a part of a larger group, independent or not. It's just me and Brittany Page here working to bring the truth to the people and stand up and be a voice for the voiceless. And it means a lot that is appreciated, and you're also in this fight with me. So thank you very much. Let's talk about slack-jawed, mush-mouthed dildo with ears. Tom Homan, the border czar, the fascist in training, the fascist enabler. Nay, he's a full-on fascist. The person who's now going to be in charge of administering the internment camps that are a part of the mass deportation, who's also now making the rounds in the media, threatening seated, duly elected United States Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez with arrest, with investigation, with bringing to bear the weight of the Department of Justice of these United States upon her. For what, might you ask? For educating people about their constitutional rights, which slack-jawed, mush-mouthed, dildo with ears Tom Homan believes is obstruction of justice. It's impeding an investigation to inform someone of what their constitutional rights are. These people who wave around the Constitution as though they have any loyalty or fealty or even understanding of what it is, want her arrested for just telling people you don't have to open the door if they don't have a warrant. You can remain silent. You can get a lawyer. You have a right under the Constitution to representation. These things are obstructing justice to the slack-jawed, mush-mouthed dildo with ears, Tom Homan. First, I'm going to share with you two tweets that contain like 6 or 7 different slides in them that are part of AOC informing the public, informing the people she represents, and also others in the country. And then we're going to get to a clip where Tom Homan really just gives up the game, where he says, I hope to God, we're not educating people. Classic coming from someone who is a representative of Donald Trump, who said, I love the poorly educated, right? Anyway, here are the tweets first from AOC. First, these are the 2 tweets of what they say, and then I'll share you the slides. She says, believe it or not, in America, everyone has rights. And then she shares an American flag emoji, which I'm in full support of. I've said for a long time that the left, liberals, Democrats, we need to take back the flag. Stop allowing Republicans to hijack this symbol. They clearly have no respect for it, no fealty to it, no loyalty to it, no affection for what it stands for. It's all a prop to them. So it's high time that we actually take it back and stand for the aspirational values of the United States. She also included this. Citizen or not, we should all know our rights to protect ourselves from illegal search and seizure, which is a part of the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. The slack-jawed, mush-mouthed dildo with ears should probably brush up and understand that. ICE often attempts to enter homes without a proper warrant. They can go get one. Here's our shareable guide. This is tweet 1 of 2. Here's 2 of 2. Know your rights. If you are pissed that I'm educating the people of this country of their constitutional rights, that's on you. And yes, immigrants have rights too. This is the land of the free. And once again, shares an American flag emoji. Here are those slides. You tell me if you think this is an arrestable offense. Know your rights in case of ICE. And then it's also shared in Spanish. First slide, ask them to leave. If ICE doesn't have a warrant, tell them you do not consent for them to enter your home and ask them to leave. At work, ICE cannot enter employee-only areas without permission. So I guess this is also a lesson for business owners, also for employers, that unless they have a warrant, you tell them to go away. Or as I said in a video last week, fuck you, ICE. Second slide, do not open your door. ICE cannot enter your home without a warrant signed by a judge. Tell the agents to show you the warrant by sliding it under the door. Remain silent. Fifth Amendment under the Constitution of the United States. You have the right to remain silent. If the agents ask you questions, tell them, I wish to remain silent. Do not share personal information. Do not answer questions about your immigration status, where you were born, or your criminal history. Do not sign anything. Do not sign any document without speaking to your lawyer. And then finally, speak to your lawyer or a lawyer. Consult with a lawyer ahead of time. If you are arrested, ICE will not provide you with a lawyer, so be prepared. Interesting that this is considered obstruction of justice or impeding an investigation. All she's doing is informing people about their rights under the First Amendment, under the Fourth Amendment, under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Again, the document that Republicans act like they care about. These patriots. They're not in it for rights and preserving rights and providing justice. Here's Tom Homan, again, slack-jawed, mush mouth, dildo with ears. You'll get the reference when you see him. Here he is being asked by Dana Bash on CNN about his threats against AOC. And it's remarkable what he says.
You went after Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for hosting a webinar for immigrants called Know Your Rights with ICE. I want to play what you said.
Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now.
Are you suggesting that she should be prosecuted?
I'm suggesting, and I'd ask the Department of Justice, where's that line on impediment, right? It's a broad statute. So I know impeding with someone stopping in front of me and putting their hands on my chest so you're not coming in here and arrest that guy, that's clearly impeding. But at what line, where's the line on impeding? So I'm asking the Department of Justice, who are the prosecutors, and decide who they prosecute and what the standards of that prosecution is. I simply says, at what point is that impeding? Because you can call it know your rights all you want. We all know what the bottom line is. The bottom line is how they invade law enforcement. Don't open your door. Don't answer questions. Here's what we're talking about. We're talking about people here in the country legally with a criminal conviction who had due process at great taxpayer expense and were ordered deported by a federal judge, but became a fugitive. And we're talking about don't open your door to ICE. You know, you don't have to answer questions. I think it's more about how to invade law enforcement, not to get arrested, even though there's a federal warrant for your arrest. How to evade that rather than know your rights. Now, we can argue about that all day long. They have the right to know their rights. The Constitution said they have the right to certain rights, but also, I hope to God we're not, educating people.
I hope to God we're not, educating people. And then he goes on and lists a bunch of people that shouldn't be educated about their rights. We all of us, immigrant or not, immigrant or citizen, have constitutional rights. When you're here, it is the law of the land that everyone is protected by the Constitution. These are immutable rights. These are natural rights. These are rights that are not provided by, granted by the Constitution. They are protected by the Constitution of the United States. So it doesn't matter whether you're an immigrant, because the Constitution doesn't grant these rights. It just protects the rights that we inherently have. This is the line that's always talked about from conservatives, from Republicans, up until Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump will get his way. His will be met. Oh, we will give him what he wants, even if it violates the Constitution, which we're going to cover with Donald Trump's, if you're saving your country, no man breaks any law or whatever nonsense from Napoleon. But this is a remarkable thing for someone to say who is attempting to use the weight of the Justice Department against a sitting member of Congress for only doing something that we should all be doing. It's just wholesale fascism is what it is. And we're beyond the time of trying to argue that it's not fascism. We should stop giving these people, we should have stopped giving these people the benefit of the doubt a long time ago, because this is where it led. Not enough people knew what the stakes were, I guess. They weren't paying attention closely enough because the eggs are expensive. The groceries, it's a beautiful word. And then here we are. Planes falling out of the sky. Members of Congress being threatened with arrest for doing nothing that is illegal. It's fascism. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. If you're not subscribed, I can stop talking about please subscribe to get me to a certain number, because it's, what's the next number? 2 million? I mean, so anyway, if you're not subscribe. You can take part by helping support this work for $1.99, becoming a channel member, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You got the join button below. You got Patreon. You can go to dollemore.com, buy a t-shirt or a mug or a tote. All those go a long way, those purchases, towards supporting the production of these videos. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. Absolutely appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another. I talk nearly every day about how divided we are as a country and the havoc that this division wreaks. But not all divisions are bad, right? As a mathematical concept, for instance, division allows you to split things into equal parts, allowing for equal shares. Division of labor has, for thousands of years, allowed humans to evolve their efficiency and specialization when working on certain tasks. And you can ask any kid to tell you that dinner is far better when the meat is divided from the veg. And what's more annoying than when you're sitting at a cramped table or out in the humid weather than having your meat smashed into your two veg? Is the meat and veg metaphor working here? It's time to divide and conquer with Sheath. Sheath makes the most comfortable boxer briefs I have ever worn. Regular boxers are just too loose and bunchy and not great. And briefs are just a smush fest. Sheath are the solution. Head to sheath.com and use promo code Dollemore to score 20% off and upgrade to the most comfortable underwear you'll ever wear. I'm wearing a pair right now, and indeed, that may be all I'm wearing under the desk here. But really, sheaths are the only underwear I wear. Absolutely fact. Their testicular tech features dual pouches to keep your mane apart from your sides. More dinner metaphors. Note, if you're not into the division for some reason, you don't have to use the dual pouches at all. Just throw your sheaths on like regular pair of underwear and you're good to go. Also, Sheath's stretchy fabric is super soft and made with moisture-wicking technology to keep your president and his cabinet cool and comfortable throughout the rigors of the day. I love my sheaths all the time, but they are particularly clutch in the sticky heat of DC summers, which is basically like 9 months out of the year. They were invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq. The idea for Sheath came from discomfort in harsh environments. As a former Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. The airflow meshes are my personal favorite, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. Pick a pair and Sheath will hand them to your doorstep nearly instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Also, Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So with your purchase, you're making the world a better place too. Upgrade your undergarments, score 20% off right now when you head to sheath.com and use code Dollemore. Divide and conquer your discomfort with Sheath underwear.